Hi, and good Wednesday to you. What a beautiful day it's been this 12th day of October. Our luck in that respect is running out. We do have a cold front coming, a slight chance of some showers, a most certainty of some cooler air to follow. And in fact, looking down our recent and most updated forecast, daytime highs tomorrow falling back to about 65 before slowly climbing back to, say, the upper 70s. And I'm still looking at around 80 degrees on your Monday and 80, maybe even a degree or two above on Tuesday of next week before we take another decline thereafter. A lot of fall weather, not a lot of rain in sight. We could definitely use some, but it's not going to be the shape that we're going to be in for the next few days. We do have some nice conditions to follow. We've got some news to follow this evening and follow up on. We'll wrap up coverage from the Paintsville City Council meeting last night, our main focus being the resignation of Paintsville Mayor Bob Porter. We'll also cover a brief session of the Johnson County Fiscal Court where, among other things, they addressed trying to reestablish the Johnson County Rescue Squad, which folded, of course, due to some we'll say fraudulent possibly, or some financial activity on behalf of some former members, as we reported on a couple of different occasions, but they're trying to reestablish that life-saving unit. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about, of course, the big event in Paintsville as the Gene Haas East Kentucky Advanced Manufacturing Institute was announced today in Paintsville, repurposing an old building and giving a lot of coal miners, unemployed coal miners, second run or another run at employment through some training that will happen at this facility. And I have some unedited video just rolling into the newsroom as the governor was there. Governor Bevin, former Governor Paul Patton was in the audience, and a whole lot of other dignitaries and officials. And we'll take you to the scene of that as much as possible, as much as time will allow in just a few moments this evening, possibly a follow-up on tomorrow's program. With all of that said, I do have all ready to air a couple of reports. Will just be followed by one other announcement that we are aware of. We know that several of the former clients of Eric C. Kahn, of course, Social Security attorney of Floyd County, who had their benefits suspended, now says a federal judge, a multipar, that they were treated unconstitutionally by the Social Security Administration. That judge, Judge DePar, filed an opinion just earlier today. And from what we understand in it, and a portion of its statement, it says that, quote, if the government threw Amy Jo Hicks in jail, one of those former clients, because she was a member of Al-Qaeda, she would get a chance to challenge that factual assertion before a neutral arbiter. But when the government redetermined her right to disability payments and categorically excluded some of her medical evidence because it, quote, had reason to believe, that being the government, the evidence was fraudulent, she never got a chance to challenge that factual assertion before anyone. That in a portion of the statement on behalf of Judge DePar. From what we understand, Ned Pillersdorf, who of course is representing a great deal of those clients, hundreds of those, says that the opinion applies to only a few of his clients as of right now. From what we understand, there's also going to be some more information available tomorrow afternoon in Floyd County on the matter. But that right now, the ruling on behalf of Federal Judge Multipar. Picking it up with local and area headlines tonight, we will wrap up brief coverage from Paintsville City Council meeting earlier this week, as well as following that up by Johnson County Fiscal Court coverage from the same night. Just a couple of quick items of business that were discussed after officially announcing his resignation effective on the 13th, I believe it is, of November. There were some other items discussed: approval of a request of a franchise for Foothills Communications. There was approval of the cafeteria plan, which is the pre-tax deduction plan for city employees as it was described, and a reappointment made on behalf of Mayor Bob Porter and approved by the council of Tim Spencer to the Utilities Commission. That business for the council followed some other standard operating procedure, or business, if you will, approval of departmental reports and approval of the bills and approval of previous minutes. Moving on to the Johnson County Fiscal Court, it too began, of course, with standard operating procedure and then moved on to other discussions, including that of the Johnson County Rescue Squad, as well as a quick update on the Van Leer Sewer Project. The meeting began by transferring $39,000 from the general to the jail fund. They accepted the unmined coal tax settlement, the clerk's third quarterly settlement, which had a fee estimate originally of $6,015,000, with actual account totals coming in at $4,961,000. Trick or treat was set in Paintsville and Johnson County. The Johnson County Fiscal Court recognizing that the city of Paintsville, too, had set trick or treat for Monday, October the 31st, Halloween, from 6 to 8. Judge Tucker Daniel then gave an update on the Van Leer Sewer project, saying that a memorandum of agreement had been received by the Johnson County government, who was asked to make some changes to the plan. Those changes were submitted as of last week, and he noted that all other details of the project have been worked out and finalized, and when the memorandum of agreement is done, they will be ready to ask the Division of Water to submit the project for bid for construction. And nearing the end, some discussion about the former and hopefully future Johnson County Rescue Squad. The county has been without a dedicated rescue department for about a year, maybe even longer now, after some financial developments arose in the former rescue squad. Judge Daniel noted, however, that one county fire department is trying to reestablish the rescue squad with the assistance of the county and state.
You all know that there was some very serious financial problems out there, and the county attorney and I came out, met with people from it took a while to get the Attorney General's office out here, and we did a couple of inspections out there. There was a process put in place by the Attorney General's office to dissolve the Johnson County Rescue Squad as an entity at that point, and Oil Springs Volunteer Fire Department, who was serving prior to the rescue squad, or Staffordville Fire Department being part of the rescue squad, starting to take provide fire protection up there. Oil Springs gave them part of that fire protection area. I think Flat Gap gave them the rest of it, Paul. And when the rescue squad was dissolved, the Flat Gap got their coverage area back, and Oil Springs got their coverage area back. And Oil Springs asked to be able to utilize the building. And Oil Springs also has committed to trying to establish a rescue squad providing the same kind of services the original rescue squad performed. We've been able to get some money from a couple of grants that's going to help them with equipment, and I think there was already some equipment up there that they were able to utilize. So we're pretty well caught up now on that. We've got 2 or 3 issues that we have to do, and Mike and I will probably work on those the latter part of this week or first part of next week, and we should be able to finalize everything and have Oil Springs is pretty much moved in, I think.
Does this Oil Springs?
Oil Springs Volunteer Fire Department is now serving. They have a second station, Don, out at the lake up on the hill there where the original rescue squad was. That's now Oil Springs, like Station 2, if you will. And they're going to perform fire protection services for that area, and also rescue service.
And lastly, before adjourning, the fiscal court voted to support a proposal by the road department in which they are going to surplus several items for sale: a 2000 model Dodge passenger van, a 98 Ford dump truck, a 2000 Mercury Grand Marquis, a 2005 Ford pickup, a 2007 Ford pickup, a 1986 Cat grader, an air compressor, and other items. For high-speed internet starting at 15 meg for all of your gaming, movie, home, and business solutions, or to watch TV, including your favorite local channels without a contract, with hundreds of channels and digital and HD quality, and to stay connected 24/7 with friends and family, a direct line to 911, or to give your business the link it needs, choose telephone service you know is always there. Just click on their link on this site to find out how affordable the latest technology in communications can be. Foothills Communications. Our other top story still rendering. Just got some raw footage in from the big event today in Paintsville. I'll have what I can on that front in just a few moments. We've had an announcement on our calendar. It's been planned for months, and it's going to coincide with what looks to be a beautiful weekend weather-wise. Slight chance of some showers that don't look to affect the big Triple R weekend that lies ahead. And we've got a member of the Royalton Trail Town Committee with us tonight. Just a quick reminder to talk about all the events that are going on and to clarify a few things. It's going to be a big event. It's going to be 2.5 days roughly of trail riding, a lot of great food, a lot of fun, and some really good entertainment. 2 beautiful days of something for everyone. That's right. They're going to have both days, Friday and Saturday, for some off-trail, that's off the Dawkins Trail wagon and horseback rides. And they're also going to have all sorts of food and entertainment and fun things to do at the bottom in downtown Royalton. So if you don't have to ride through on the trail to be a part of this, maybe you just want to hear Turning Ground or Terry Miller and the Bridge, maybe get something good to eat, maybe take a hay ride. Well, all that and more will start this Friday.
It starts on Friday afternoon with a ride leaving at 3 p.m. from the Rundle Reed Bottom. And we have another ride on Saturday about 11 a.m. This is all open to the public. We have camping in the bottom beginning Friday night. Some people be in here Thursday night even. That one night or 3 nights, $20 total charge, which is a great deal. They don't have to be riding horses or wagons to camp in the bottom. So that's what some people hasn't understood. If they want to come in and they want to enjoy a pretty fall weekend in eastern Kentucky, come on down. You can stay for $20. Or if they want to ride bikes on the Dawkins Trail, I know that Don Fields is planning on having a ride on the Dawkins Trail, a bike ride starting Saturday. He's also having a ride starting up Route 7 over 542 into Evanston. So there's some wonderful choices there, and it's supposed to be a beautiful weekend. We also have food in the bottom. We'll have dinner on Friday afternoon. Kearney Church is cooking the entire weekend. There'll be breakfast on Saturday morning, lunch Saturday from 11 to 1. Dinner again. I think they're planning on fixing soup beans out in a big pot. So, and all the fixings that goes with that. Of course, they're going to have sandwiches all the time, and they're going to have deep fried Oreos and all that good other festival type foods.
Now, keep in mind that's 2 days of off-trail. This will be off the Dawkins Trail, wagon and horseback rides. Ronald Reed was on site today, busy getting the bottom ready, and said that they will probably head out from the bottom, head towards his farm, maybe over as far as Evanston before they come back. Shorter trail on Friday or longer trail on Saturday. Keep in mind, breakfast, lunch, dinner served all weekend by the church. The Kearney Church, and that's just a few bucks for a great big old meal. The only other thing you got to pay for is the $5 at the gate if you come to see, and you're going to come to see, right? If you come to see Turning Ground perform Friday night at 6, or Terry Miller and the Bridge Saturday evening at 6. Bring a lawn chair, bring a blanket, bring a tent. Camp all weekend if you like. They will have hay rides and a whole lot of other fun things to do, all under a beautiful fall sky and the stars over the course of a big, huge fall weekend. And now for our last report this evening, as Governor Matt Bevin, former Governor Paul Patton, and others joined local leaders and from businesses and organizations elsewhere announcing an advanced CNC training facility in Paintsville through the E-Kentucky Advanced Manufacturing Institute and the Haas Corporation. It was a big day today for Eastern Kentucky and our coal miners.
Here for a groundbreaking. We're going to repurpose this building for a training, workforce development project, and we are retraining mainly out-of-work coal miners for new careers in the CNC machining industry.
You know by now, One East Kentucky is a 9-county regional economic development organization tasked with recruiting new jobs and investment into our region. What you may not know is that the number one issue facing employers today, especially those looking for new locations, is finding an available and skilled workforce. One East Kentucky seeks out new investment in jobs in multiple ways. We work with the Cabinet for Economic Development and the Governor's Office, who have been tremendous partners. But we also take initiative to be proactive. We meet with site location consultants. We bring them into our region. These are folks who are paid to locate companies. And we also go across the country and meet directly with corporate executives, telling them our story and encouraging them to come and look at our region. 3 weeks ago, I was in Ohio and northern Indiana, and I met over a 4-day period with 9 manufacturers. Those 9 companies all had the exact same thing to say to me. They are having trouble not only finding people who can do the work, but want to do the work. What many perceive as Eastern Kentucky's greatest issue right now is also our greatest strength and opportunity to rebuild the economy. The 9,000 folks who've been laid off from the coal industry, they have the work ethic, the skill set, and the mechanical inclination to do just about anything. As we target specific industries that are important to the state of Kentucky, like automotive and aerospace parts manufacturers, we find that the skill sets from our former mining group are essential to those companies. But it's not just welding, hydraulics, electricians, and motor mechanics. Those types of manufacturers need skilled CNC machinists. It's one of the greatest deficiencies in the labor force today. And this specific institution is going to allow us to provide a labor pool, short-term and long-term, to these types of companies.
Because what is being done here is people realizing that we have something that others don't have in terms of a work ethic, in terms of values, in terms of a commitment and a loyalty, in terms of a decency and the caliber of people that are willing to work under pressure, people that are willing to work hard, people that understand about safety and about teamwork and about collaboration. These things are innate within those that have been in the mining industry, certainly, and even other industries that are peripherally related to that. These are things that we have in spades here. But we also are suffering from the potential for us to lose the greatness of what we have in terms of that work ethic. I applaud you because you are willing to have stepped out. You know what? Nobody has mentioned here, although we've all kind of hinted around the edges. One of the things that this is going to bring to this community that is literally priceless, it is going to bring dignity to the people of Eastern Kentucky. It's going to bring dignity to Paintsville and to Johnson County. And the dignity that comes from the hard work and the dignity that comes from doing something well, that more than anything else that we have done today is we've set in motion the ability for a restoration of dignity that will come from being people, as was noted in the invocation, who benefit from the value of hard work.
They're going to be putting this new facility, they're repurposing the old entrepreneur building, which was added onto by the Midway College, and then that never carried out. So a lot of repurposing going on, and a great story, and one that I was just able to get together barely in time, not even enough time for a proper ending. For now, thank you for watching, and have a good night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.